What's your next guitar, Steve? I don't know that I think my Les Paul, and I think a lot of people on here would have to agree. Doesn't my next guitar have to be a Les Paul? Doesn't it kind of have to be? Right? I mean, am I all stratted out right now? Kind of, maybe. So I think, you know, I think that's where it's heading. But it might have to wait till after Christmas. Because, you know, it's hard to buy an expensive guitar in the fall. You got Christmas and the holidays and everything surrounding that. So. Yo, what's up, dude? What's up? How's it going? I had to come on and show you this. Check out the new axe. So, as you saw from the intro there, it was just a few short days ago that I was saying, look, I am definitely not getting a Les Paul anytime soon. And here we are. This is a 2012 Gibson Les Paul Standard Premium Plus. If that's not confusing, it's the Standard Premium Plus. And so it's definitely different from the last two Les Pauls I had. So the first one I had a 60s neck. I didn't like it. It went back immediately. The second one I had was a traditional, that was a traditional Pro 2, the first one. The second one was a traditional Pro 2 also. And so it had the matte back, you know, the satin back, and the zebra pickups and all that stuff. But that was a 50s neck. This is a slim taper 60s, but it's asymmetrical. And I think I like this the best of all the three. There's something about this neck that feels, I think, even more comfortable than those first two. So the neck is a big win, you know, for sure. So, you know, it's your typical Les Paul construction. It's a mahogany neck, mahogany body, and a maple cap. Except this, because it's the Premium Plus, you get a triple A flamed maple top. I'll come up and we'll be able to bring that flame out a little better. Kind of hard to do at a distance. And, you know, it's burst buckers. The controls have a little bit. I can pull that out and get single coil. You know, and I'll go clean here. Did that do it? No. Hold on. A little. There we go. Move this foot switch a little closer. Do you hear it? And the same with the bridge pickup. Pull that out. The tone knobs also have a little feature built in, and that's if you pull the back one out, you get out of phase. Or certainly some sort of phasing. It almost sounds a little out of phase, doesn't it? And then this last one down here on the tone knob is a bypass. And so what that does, that's probably best heard on the Dirty channel. I'm running through a Fuego X. So versus... It definitely gets a little brighter and a tiny bit louder. And that's because it's like a bypass bridge straight to jack switch. And I've seen that on a few guitars. There's a Strat has that on one of their guitars, right? They call like a fast lane or something. And some marketing term. But basically, it's a switch that takes bridge pickup straight to output jack. And, you know, that definitely... Versus that's what did straight to the jack. Well, the other thing that happens is your volume knobs start working again. Really hear it there. Of course, the volume knob doesn't work now. Pop it in, and the volume knob kicks in. So there it is. It's got the locking Grover tuners. I think it's an 18-to-1 ratio. And there you have it. So, how did on October 1st I say I am probably not getting a Les Paul until next year, to having one several days later? Like, I think I said that on Saturday, and I had it by Wednesday. Kind of crazy. A lot of people online were like, wait, what? Because I posted a picture of this on Instagram and on Facebook. So, here's what happened. Like I think I had mentioned, and you saw in the video, I basically said my next guitar has to be a Les Paul. And, you know, it probably wouldn't happen until next year. But I think I felt that the next guitar needed to be a Les Paul. Right? I had way too many Strats. And a guy out there in the internet land, a guy who I actually knew slightly because he had won a contest prior, and I had shipped him out, I think, a pick. And this guy, John, out of northern New Jersey. What's up, John? And he emailed me and said, hey, I saw your video. And he's like, you know, I have a Les Paul that's pretty nice. He goes, it's in like really like dead mint condition. And I'd be willing to trade you. He goes, I am totally gassing right now for a Select Strat, and you have a Select Strat, and I really want one really badly, and, you know, maybe we could just do a straight-up trade. And I wrote him back pretty quickly and said, no. I said, no, I really like the neck on that Strat. I really, you know, no. Like, because that's my general nature. And then I think later on, I started thinking about it more, and was like, you know, you do have a lot of Strats. And then I talked to Robert Baker, and he was like, listen, you know, you got a lot of Strats. He goes, and you got some pretty nice Strats. He's like, I think the best thing for your, like, guitar vocabulary would be to get rid of one Strat and bring in a Les Paul, because even if a Strat has a humbucker in it, it's still not going to sound like a Les Paul. And I agree. You know, they don't. Doesn't sound like that. You know, it's a certain tone, a certain cut too, a certain like brightness to it. So I was like, yeah. Then I had to speak with my consigliere, Bobby, and I ran it past him, and he pretty much said almost everything that Robert Baker said. And it was like, look, you got a bunch of Strats, some pretty nice ones. The Rosewood Neck Strat, you got an American Deluxe Strat, you just got that nice 60s classic player with the custom shop, you know, 69 pickups in it. He's like, the Select Strat is a beautiful guitar, and it is a really nice guitar, but it's just like a couple of your other guitars. I was like, you know, you're kind of making the same point Baker made. So I think I wanted to explore it a little bit more. So after a series of emails back and forth talking about like how would we do this if we were to do it, and emailing each other like dozens of photos, you know, of the instrument with as much detail as we could, we finally agreed to just cross ship, you know. And that's what we did, and we both shipped on the same day, and we both cut our guitars on the same day. And we checked in with each other, and he was like, I'm ecstatic, and I'm like, I'm ecstatic, and I was like, well, I can't believe here I am, you know. So there you have it. That's the story of the Les Paul. So it did cost me the Select Strat, and that is a Strat that I friggin' loved, you know. That's why I said no. My first gut feeling was no, because the neck on that Strat is amazing. If you ever get a chance to play a Select Strat, especially that year, like the 2013 and 2014 years especially, I just think those necks are they're like butter. But at the end of the day, no matter how much, you know, I do to it, it's always going to be a Strat. It's never going to be a Les Paul. So I think that was really the catalyst behind it. And I think at the end of the day, we're both happy. You know, the guitars at retail were roughly around the same money, because that Select Strat actually had about a $3,000 list. They sold around $2,400 new. And that's what these sold. I think these sold about $2,500 new. So, you know, I think they had roughly the same retail. You know, they both have all kinds of accoutrements that those type of instruments have. But at the end of the day, this is a different feel, a different sound, a different everything than what the Strat was. And I think is, you know, in terms of like a tonal vocabulary, this was more needed than another Strat. So that's how it happened. And there you go. I'll come up and we can take a little closer look. I'll try not to step on any of these wires. There's the top. And the back. There are the Grovers. One thing I'll say about the nitrocellulose lacquer is that, and it did it on my Select Strat as well, really sticks to the straps. Quite sticky. Pretty good looking flame. The Select Strat had a nice flame too, you know. Alright guys, there you have it. New guitar. 2012 Gibson Les Paul Standard Premium Plus. And thanks for stopping by. And as always, rock on.